Tonight, an update on an Ingraham Angle exclusive, a Trump administration source telling the Angle that a criminal investigation of Adam Schiff is underway, conducted by U.S. Attorney's Office in Maryland for possible charges involving mortgage fraud. Now, this follows the story we broke last month when the Federal Housing Finance Agency sent a criminal referral to the DOJ alleging that Schiff, in multiple instances, falsified bank documents and property records to acquire more favorable loan terms.
That's Laura Ingraham on Fox News dropping a quiet little nuke on sleazy old pencil neck Adam Schiff, because it looks like the same guy who screamed no one is above the law is now getting looked at for 16 years of mortgage fraud. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like Adam Schiff's Russia hoax resume just got a new chapter, this time with actual criminal liability, because when you lie about where you live for 2 decades just to save money, eventually it catches up. You know, Schiff spent years pushing bogus fraud claims about Trump, and now here he is under investigation for the exact kind of financial manipulation he once pretended to care about. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Here's Laura Ingraham laying out how deep this scam really goes.
In a 2011 affidavit signed by the then California congressman, he certified that a property in Montgomery County, Maryland is his primary residence. He also owns a condo in Burbank, California, which he's also claimed is his primary residence, and said so in 2023 during his campaign for Senate.
I think just about every member of Congress has a residence in their state and a residence back in D.C. since we're in session much of the week. And people make a family decision where they're going to have their kids. But our principal residence, our primary residence is in California. It always has been and always will be.
Ruh-roh. Well, Senator Schiff has not responded to us about these allegations, but we were able to find a statement that his campaign spokesperson gave to CNN back in 2023. She said that the Burbank condo is his primary residence, but Adam's California and Maryland addresses have been listed as primary residences for loan purposes because they're both occupied throughout the year and to distinguish them from a vacation property. Well, the law does not work that way. Let me just say that, but nice try. Look, it's anyone's guess what happens next, but we're going to stay on this story.
You know, this isn't just a paperwork error. Schiff was caught years ago claiming his Maryland house was his primary residence while still voting in California, and then kept doing it for another decade, refinancing 4 times, falsifying records, paying back tax exemptions only when caught. I mean, that's not a one-time mistake, that's a pattern, and now it's finally being treated like a crime. This is the guy who led 2 bogus impeachments, pushed the fake Steele dossier, and told us Trump was the fraud. Turns out the only collusion Schiff had was between his own bank forms and his ambition. Here's Schiff responding, and let's just say it's not exactly convincing.
So today, Trump posted this on social media, accusing me of crimes and saying that I needed to be brought to justice. Over the years, Donald Trump has been attacking others, and now that he has a pliant Justice Department with Pam Bondi and other of his criminal defense lawyers running the Justice Department, they are accusing all kinds of political adversaries of various crimes. So they have suggested or referred to the Justice Department James Comey, the former FBI director, and accused him of, I'm not sure exactly what. They've referred John Brennan to the Justice Department, the former director of the CIA. So the president today is accusing me of fraud. And the basis of his accusation is that I own a home in Maryland and I own a home in California. Big surprise. Members of Congress, almost all of them own more than one home or rent more than one home because we're required to be on both coasts. So he is using my ownership of 2 homes to make a false claim of mortgage fraud. But what really is going on here is this is Donald Trump trying to bring about political retribution, retaliation, trying to distract from his Epstein files problem. And the bigger problem, of course, is that this is a terrible abuse of power. A president threatening prosecution or saying that his opponent should be jailed. This is the kind of stuff you see tin pot dictators do. It is designed to intimidate his political opponents and somehow try to silence them.
I mean, listen to this guy whine about the rule of law. This is the same Adam Schiff who swore there was evidence in plain sight of Trump-Russia collusion, who pushed the fake Ukraine transcript, who got censured by the House in 2023 for abusing his position and spreading lies. And now that he's under real investigation, suddenly due process apparently matters again. You know, it's always the same playbook with them when it comes to this kind of stuff. If it's Trump, it's fine to go ahead and raid Mar-a-Lago at dawn, but if it's Schiff, everything gets boiled down to dishonest political attacks. Sorry, but when you falsify documents for 16 years, that's not a smear, that's a felony, and Ingraham has got the receipts. Here's what she revealed last month about the actual criminal referral.
Administration is corrupt.
No one, not even a president, is above the law.
Well, we have a Fox News alert. The Angle has exclusively obtained the criminal referral for Democrat Senator Adam Schiff. It shows the underlying conduct described could result in claims of mortgage fraud. The referral submitted to the DOJ by Housing Director Bill Pulte alleges that Schiff has, in multiple instances, falsified bank documents and property records to acquire more favorable loan terms, impacting payments from 2003 to 2019 for a Potomac, Maryland-based property. Schiff owns a home in California and another in Maryland. Well, perhaps, when the Democrats decided to have Mr. High and Mighty Adam Schiff head an impeachment witch hunt against Trump, they should have done their due diligence, not just on their absurd allegations, but on their own chairman. With us to analyze is Jonathan Fahey, former federal prosecutor.
You know, a notarized affidavit, 4 separate refinances, and a 16-year paper trail of errors isn't something you just shrug off. The referral to the DOJ from the FHFA's Financial Crimes Division isn't some MAGA conspiracy theory. It's a signed, sealed federal criminal complaint. This isn't about politics, it's about accountability. Schiff got rich playing both sides of the coast while pretending to be a humble public servant. Meanwhile, the same media that obsessed over Trump's loan valuations has gone silent on this. Where's CNN's wall-to-wall coverage? Where's the New York Times editorial about democracy at risk? Schiff's entire career was built on screaming justice for all. Well, whether he likes it or not, this is what that looks like. But let me know what you think. Should Schiff get the same treatment Trump did, or will the media and DOJ run cover for one of their own again? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!